Have you ever wondered if there is a Notepad app that looks and works better than Windows Notepad, but not having too many features that slow the app down? Well, that's an oddly specific request, but you're in luck. This exact app is called Notepads with an S, created by Jackie Liu, and it looks absolutely stunning. I'm Aaron. This is a series called App-solutely Essential, where we optimize our digital life by using the best apps. In this video, we will be going through all of the features provided by this simple yet amazing Notepad app. No, I'm not sponsored by them. It is genuinely something that I use and absolutely love. Alright, so before that, you might be thinking, who even uses Notepad anymore in 2025? Actually, everyone will have to use it eventually at some point in their life. For example, if you're a gamer, you might have to sometimes open up a config file to edit some settings, which requires a Notepad app. Or if you're just a casual user, nothing beats the speed of opening up a Notepad to quickly note down some information. So trust me, you will have to use it eventually, and these specific apps improve your experience greatly whenever you actually need it. Anyways, let's go through the UI design of this app first as compared to Windows Notepad. The most obvious one is obviously the transparent background. It just makes it look so much cooler. All you have to do to achieve this same effect is click on the three lines above here, go to settings, and then click on the personalization tab, then either increase or decrease the background tint opacity. 0% looks the best, but it's a little distracting for me, so I set it to about 50%. Looks great and not too distracting. Another really small detail is in Windows Notepad, the unsafe icon for some reason will override the X icon, which I do not understand who designed it, but it is quite confusing. However, in Notepads, it shows the icon beside the title of the notepad, which is so much easier to notice, and it just really shows that the developer actually cares about the user's experience. Another quality of life feature is the numbers on the side, which is to show the location of the words accurately. In Windows Notepad, you can see the lines, but it's at the bottom of the app, so I wonder why do they not just display it on the side just like in Notepads. The nice thing about Notepads as well is that you can go to the bottom part of the app here, click on it, and then search on your desired lines to go to it. Maybe Windows Notepad can do it too, but I honestly have no clue how to. And if you're a psychopath, you can also switch the reading order by right-clicking and select right to left reading order. There is something weird about this though, but I will show you that later in this video. Okay, now let me show you some of my favorite features in this app. First, compact overlay. You know how sometimes you would want to have a small sticky notes on your screen? Well, instead of clicking this, then dragging it to make it as small as possible, you can actually just click on the three lines here and select compact overlay. Now you can just drag it anywhere that you prefer, and even if you click away from the notepad, it will still stay on top. I usually just use the keyboard shortcut F12 to achieve the same effect. So now you no longer have to constantly alt-tab every time you write down your notes. Under the advanced settings, which you can go by clicking on settings and then clicking on this third tab, there are these two options that might be useful for you. The first one is smart copy. Sometimes when you type, you might have the habit like me where you would press enter towards the end of the sentence to create a new line. Then when you copy the whole text and paste it somewhere else, the blank line at the end will also be there, which is very annoying. This just basically fixes all of that and your text will be much neater. As for the session snapshot, it's basically just there for people that do not want to take any chances on their PC crashing randomly and losing all their unsafe changes. Or maybe you are the type of person that forgets to save your files very often, then this would definitely be one of the most useful features in the whole entire app. But do read it carefully though to make sure that you are using the feature correctly. Another small yet useful quality of life feature is that the status bar below actually has a lot of different features too. You can click on each of it and see what actually pops up. Like for example, if you click on the bottom left here, there is a feature called reload file from disk. It is an extremely niche feature where it just reloads the file without you needing to close and open the text file. This is just useful to have if the file you are editing gets changed externally by other softwares and you want to see the changes quickly. So I never knew such a niche feature is actually something that saved me so much time in the past. Okay, so now we are getting into the more technical stuff which I myself don't use much or even at all. The first one is if you do do use Markdown, this might help you with your formatting a little better. In Notepads, there is actually a built-in Markdown live preview feature. Make sure that you are opening a Markdown file, right-click on the page, and then click on Toggle Preview. Then you can see whatever changes that you make in here will also reflect on this preview right here. The find feature to locate certain words isn't new, but something that is new in Notepads is the ability to use regular expression. If you don't know what is regular expressions or regex in short form, it is basically a way to filter the text based on the desired pattern. In Notepads, just press Ctrl F and then click on the three dots right here and choose use regular expression. Don't worry if you don't understand it because you most likely won't be using it, but if you do need it one day, just know that it's there. There are still some other features that I personally don't use, some of which are open recent, changing the default line ending, encoding, and many more. Okay, now let me show you the one single reason why I use Notepads instead of Windows Notepad. If you have ever tried using Windows Notepad to edit something long, you will know what I'm talking about. You'll notice that scrolling feels extremely bad and you just want to throw your mouse against the wall. I think they are trying to make the scroll feel smooth, but instead it feels slow, and even though I have stopped scrolling, it still only stops after a second, which is extremely annoying. I have also unchecked this Windows settings called Smooth Scroll List boxes. I'm not sure if that's the right settings or not, but anyways, even if I click on apply, it still has that weird scrolling feel which is just doesn't feel good at all. I don't know how has it been 4 years since Windows 11 has been released and this still has not been fixed. Even the tabs at the top here took a good while for Windows Notepad to finally implement it, while Notepads has it since a very long time ago already. And that's why I really like this app, because the developer is really trying to make this app something actually great. He also takes each and every feedback seriously. If a feature request is something that will genuinely improve the app, it will be implemented as soon as possible. If you have a feature request or a bug that you have noticed and you want to report it, go to the three lines here, click on settings, and then click on the About tab right here. Then just simply click on this link right here. Under here, just click on New Issue and then just follow the steps. I personally made a feature request that is available in Notepad++, which is basically another Notepad app, and it literally got implemented the week after. So you remember how I told you the right to left reading order feature? Well, there is a bug where if you switch to the right and then remove all the text will then go back to the left while the numbers stayed on the right. The cursor position is also shown incorrectly, so if you're one of those people that use the right to left reading order, do report this bug in GitHub. Alright, so how do you actually download this app? Open up Microsoft Store, search Notepads, make sure you include the S at the back, click on the first option called Notepads app, make sure it's by Jackie Liu, and click on download. If you want to change your default app to use Notepads instead of Windows Notepad, right click on any text file, click on Properties, under General, there will be a change button beside Opens With. Click on it and find Notepads and then click on Set Default. You might be thinking, why not use the famous Notepad++? Personally, I'm not a big fan of it because it's way too overwhelming for me. As you can see, the amount of features there is just absolutely insane. I don't want to go through all of this just to find a single simple feature that I want. That's why I really love Notepads, because it includes all the essential features while making it look a lot more aesthetic. However, one thing to note though, although Notepad++ has a lot of features, in terms of speed for starting up and editing text, it feels like it's the same for both apps. So if you want the most features ever, go for Notepad++. But if you are more of a casual user like me, go for Notepads instead. One thing for sure though, Windows Notepad is definitely not the way to go. Other than this app, there are 3 mobile apps that Ali Abdaal, a productivity expert, uses that made him millions. Click on this video to check it out. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.